Marcus Aurelius remains one of the most influential thinkers in the history of philosophy. Long before he became a symbol of inner strength and discipline, he ruled the Roman Empire from 161 to 180 AD, the final member of what later generations called the Five Good Emperors. Despite holding one of the most intimidating positions on earth, Aurelius dedicated his life to fairness, calm judgment, and a deep commitment to virtue. During a reign filled with political pressure, military conflict, and personal loss, he still found moments of solitude to record his reflections. These private notes, known today as meditations, were never intended for publication, yet they became a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, offering timeless insights about self-control, reason, and emotional maturity. Through these writings, Aurelius revealed how he dealt with worry, stress, responsibility, and the unpredictable nature of life. Stoicism, the philosophy that shaped his thinking, isn't merely a set of abstract ideas. It is a practical discipline, a way of perceiving reality without distortion, acting with integrity, and learning to separate what you can control from what you cannot. To the Stoics, a good life depends on sharpening your judgment, choosing your attitude, and responding to challenges with clarity instead of impulse. In this video, we explore 5 essential lessons from Marcus Aurelius that can help you develop a rational, balanced, and steady mind. These teachings represent mental skills you can practice daily, just as the emperor did during some of the most turbulent years of Roman history. If this video brought you value, help us keep creating content like this. Subscribe, like, and share. Your feedback is the fuel that keeps this project alive. 1. Train your perception. One of the central principles of Stoicism is mastering the way you perceive events. Most of what troubles us does not come from reality itself, but from the judgments we attach to it without noticing. We spend our days labeling everything we see: good, bad, annoying, interesting, boring, unfair. Every impression receives a verdict, and this constant mental commentary exhausts us. When our emotions take control of these judgments, clarity disappears. A single, stressful morning can suddenly feel like a horrible day, simply because we decided to interpret it that way. A party that didn't meet our expectations becomes the worst part of the week, not because it truly was, but because our mood shaped the memory. We also exaggerate naturally. Instead of saying a relationship ended, we say someone broke our heart. The story becomes heavier than the reality, and the way we describe things determine how we feel about them. The Stoics argued that we must dismantle these automatic judgments, step back from the first emotional reaction, and review the situation with a cleaner, more objective lens. This doesn't mean pretending everything is wonderful. It means being accurate. Maybe the boring event was simply unfamiliar and gave you the chance to meet new people, even if no strong connection formed. Maybe your terrible day was just a sequence of minor frustrations, amplified by fatigue. A helpful question to ask yourself is my interpretation rational, or is it just my mood? Speaking Aurelius emphasized that no experience can truly harm you unless you choose to define it as harm. The more negativity you assign to a situation, the heavier it becomes. Changing the interpretation often reduces the suffering. Stoics practice this through an exercise known as turning the obstacle upside down. The idea is simple. Everything that looks like a setback also contains an opportunity for growth. A new coworker who slows down productivity may frustrate you, but that same situation trains your patience, strengthens your ability to teach, improves your leadership, and builds resilience in stressful environments. Qualities that will serve you far more than the temporary inconvenience. Marcus Aurelius captured this idea with one of his most iconic lines: "The obstacle to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." When you learn to see situations as they actually are, not as your emotions describe them, life becomes clearer, calmer, and far less intimidating. Often the true problem isn't the event itself, but the judgment you attach to it. When you learn to shift your mindset, something remarkable happens. The world stops weighing so heavily on your shoulders. By choosing a more balanced interpretation of events, nothing disturbs you with the same intensity it once did. Life begins to feel lighter, more manageable, almost as if you've stepped into a clearer mental atmosphere too. Learn to guide your emotions. Marcus Aurelius repeatedly warned against letting emotions drown out the voice of reason. He urged us not to be irritable, self-absorbed, or ruled by impulses. Emotional reactions often stand in direct conflict with rational judgment, and nothing clouds the mind faster than a surge of unexamined feeling. Developing a rational mind requires developing emotional discipline. Aurelius paid special attention to anger, describing it as a force that often harms the person who feels it more than the person who caused it. Yet controlling emotions does not mean pretending they don't exist. If someone betrays you and you feel intense anger, denying it will only push it deeper into your mind, where it gains even more strength. Stoicism teaches a different approach. Don't suppress emotions, redirect them. When anger rises, ask yourself, what can I actually do with this emotion? Shouting at the person who hurt you may feel tempting, but it will not repair anything. It won't reduce the pain, nor will it make the other person act differently. In the future instead, channel the emotion towards something constructive. Have a calm conversation about how you feel. Write down your thoughts. Train your body through exercise. Create something, or let the energy move through a healthy outlet. This principle applies equally to fear and anxiety. You cannot simply push fear away, but you can transform it into fuel. Suppose you're terrified to ask your boss for a raise. Many people let that fear stop them completely. Others ignore the fear and try to bury it. Yet Stoicism offers a third path. Use the feeling productively. Fear makes you consider possibilities, questions your boss may ask, objections you might face. Use that awareness to prepare, anticipate scenarios, build answers, and strengthen your case in this way. Fear becomes a motivator rather than an obstacle. You take action not despite the fear, but partially because of it. You move forward while acknowledging the emotion, instead of being controlled by it. Once you learn to redirect strong emotions, anger, anxiety, frustration, you become far calmer than most people. Your inner state stops being a barrier to rational thought. Instead, it becomes a source of strength, helping you make wiser decisions under pressure. Emotional discipline is one of the greatest gifts Stoicism can offer. If this message resonates with you, take a moment to subscribe. Share your thoughts below. Your engagement inspires us to keep creating meaningful, philosophical content. 3. Practice the dichotomy of control. Marcus Aurelius summarized one of the central ideas of Stoicism. In a single sentence, you have power over your mind, not outside event. Realize this and you will find strength. This is the Stoic principle, known as the dichotomy of control, the distinction between things you can influence and things you cannot. The weather delays in traffic, or the opinions others hold about you, are beyond your command but your preparation. Your habits, your responses, your standards, those are entirely yours to shape. Whenever something stirs a strong emotional reaction, pause and ask, what part of this situation is actually mine to control? If it is within your influence, take action. If it is beyond you, let it pass without letting it disturb your peace. This simple distinction can clear the mind instantly. A profound extension of this idea is a more fatty, the love of fate. It means embracing everything life hands you, not with resignation but with acceptance. You cannot outrun fate. Circumstances will unfold as they must, but you can decide how to meet them, with bitterness or with strength. When you choose acceptance, everything becomes part of your growth. Every challenge becomes workable, every loss becomes survivable, and every setback becomes another form of training. For the mind, you can't always choose what happens to you, but you can always choose how you respond. This is the heart of a more fatty, loving your life exactly as it unfolds. You've been denied a job you spent years preparing for. Imagine, at first it feels impossible to accept. You invested time, energy, hope, and still failed. How could anyone love a result like that? But this is where most people misunderstand Stoicism. Instead of labeling the outcome as purely negative, a Stoic looks deeper. 2 possibilities exist. 1, the failure came from your own shortcomings. If that's the case, then the situation is within your control. You can study your mistakes, improve your skills, and return stronger when the next chance appears. 2, the failure came from forces outside your control. Favoritism, an unfair interviewer, timing, or simple chance. In that case, the opportunity never truly belonged to you. Being upset over something that was never yours serves no purpose. Stoicism teaches us to shift our focus from external rewards to internal standards. If you define success solely by things like sales, numbers, fame, or public approval, then your happiness is controlled by the unpredictable world. But if you measure success by your effort, your growth, or the honor you feel from doing your best, then you are in control. Always aim for your goals with everything you've got, but accept beforehand that outcomes do not belong to you. This is how peace is found. Do what is yours to do, accept what is not. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Look within, there is a spring of goodness ready to flow, if only you keep digging." That well of goodness is built on virtue, the foundation of Stoic life. Virtue isn't about perfection, it's about shaping your character in ways that benefit yourself and the world around you. The Stoics believed all people are interconnected, part of a larger whole, so whatever improves the world eventually improves you. This is why the wisest people are those committed to the greater good, to stay on the right path. The Stoics relied on the 4 cardinal virtues: justice, doing what is fair and honorable toward others, and toward yourself. To the Stoics, justice is a duty to humanity and to society. Courage, acting despite fear. courage doesn't erase anxiety, it simply moves forward anyway. For temperance, moderation, the discipline to avoid excess and maintain balance. It's pausing after a few chips. Instead of devouring the whole bag, choosing long-term well-being over momentary pleasure. Temperance relies on wisdom. Only the mind that thinks clearly can know where enough truly is. The Stoics classified everything in life into good, aligned with virtue, evil, acting against virtue, indifferent, anything else, wealth, status, comfort, etc. When you act unjustly, recklessly, selfishly, or dishonorably, you create evil. When you act with virtue, with justice, wisdom, courage, or moderation, you contribute to the good. Choosing virtue doesn't mean rejecting everything that's neutral in life. Taking a walk, reading a book, or enjoying a quiet moment are all indifferent actions. They're neither good nor bad. What matters is the spirit you bring to them. These simple, Stoic principles don't just make you a better person, they make you a calmer one. When your actions are aligned with virtue, you're guided by clarity rather than emotion, and clarity creates peace. Marcus Aurelius left us a profound reminder. As Plato beautifully said, whenever you speak of people, rise above the scene, look from above. Seeing the big picture is one of the most powerful tools for a quiet mind. When we're caught in the middle of our problems, everything feels overwhelming. A small inconvenience can seem like a disaster. A crowd, Broad Street can feel like the entire city is suffocating you, but stepping aside even a little reveals that reality is much larger than our perception. Most people forget that their perspective is not the only one that exists. Someone who was terrified by a dog in childhood may grow up believing all dogs are dangerous, but the world doesn't bend itself to our private stories. A friendly dog wagging its tail isn't attacking anyone. It's simply being a dog. Our memories do not dictate the truth of the world, so remind yourself, your perspective is only one lens among many. Others see the world differently, and their view is as real as yours. Instead of trying to force your view onto everyone else. Listen. 5. Consider the broader landscape. What feels urgent to you may be irrelevant to someone else. What feels true to you may not be universal truth. When you learn to zoom out, to see beyond your own emotions, you begin to understand life with greater wisdom. By practicing Stoic principles daily, your thinking becomes sharper, and your choices more deliberate. You learn to train your perception, right? Relate your emotions, and focus only on what you can influence. You keep virtue at the center of your decisions, and you learn to see life from a higher vantage point. This does more than calm your mind. It builds a life with meaning, purpose, and inner stability. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this and you will find strength, and with that strength, you become capable of facing anything life places in front of you. So take these lessons with you. Apply them today, not tomorrow, not someday. The benefits appear the moment you start living them. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Marcus Aurelius' wisdom. If this video added something valuable to your journey, consider subscribing for more Stoic insights. Your comments, thoughts, and reflections mean the world to us. Feel free to share them below. And if you'd like to support the channel and help us continue producing meaningful content, we've left some support options in the description. Every contribution, no matter how small, makes an enormous difference and helps this project reach more people. We're honored to have you here. Let's keep growing, learning, and becoming stronger together. Until the next video.